So I gotta out Trevor right now. This dude, all right. This man. First of all, hello. I'm Omer,
I'm Trevor.
and this is O
Let's see.
Graps. I just want to say, y'all put in the chat for me real quick. Well, welcome everyone. It's Taco Kid, Kyle James, CC. Welcome. How do you spell gumbo? I want y'all to put gumbo in the chat. Let me know how you spell gumbo. Just, what is your preferred spelling of the term, whatever, gumbo? I just want to know. I'm curious. I'm a curious cat today.
I'll answer this by telling what he's talking about. So, as we all know, I have two dogs. You've met my dogs. One of them is Dobby, and the other one's name is Gumbo.
Actually, you have three dogs.
Why do I have three?
I'm your dog.
What's up, dog? That counts. I got a bunch of dogs. So Gumbo, his name is Gumbo, and I wanted it to be different. I didn't want it to be, just Gumbo. So I spelled his name as Gumbo, like Beauregard. So his name is Gumbeau. Gumbo.
For those who want the there it is.
Gumball.
Gumball. You got gumball. Gumball. I mean, that's how you pronounce it, right? Gumball.
No, actually, when you say it real fast, it sounds like you're saying gumball. It really sounds like you're saying gumball. He thinks I'm saying gumball all the time.
Yeah, gumball.
Because like my niece, she'll come downstairs and she'll go, "Hey, gumball," and I'm like, "Are you saying gumball or gumbo?"
look at my little gumbo. Oh man, but shout out to Gumbo. Look, however we say it, it's a beautiful name, beautiful dog, beautiful child is what it is. Because dogs are children these days.
I mean, they're just four-legged children with tails. That's all.
Sorry, I got in trouble once because I referred to dog parent. Sorry. I got in trouble because I referred to my friend's dog, like my friend as his dog's owner.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, no. I'm not my dog's owner. We don't own the dog. I'm the dog's parent. I'm like, okay.
I don't see. Here's the thing.
Like, I get it, but I'm also like, come on.
I get it. I used to think that whole dog parent thing was stupid. I really did. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you. Like when people will say, "Oh, come to daddy," I thought that was the dumbest shit possible.
Come to daddy.
But I mean, I guess because like especially when you get a puppy or like a kitten, I guess you kind of are the dog's parent, so the animal's parent. So I guess it makes sense because they kind of imprint on you. So
I totally get it. Like here's the thing. Like I'm here for it.
right.
It's just the way he got angry at me was kind of out of pocket. That's what I'm saying. He was just a very proud pet parent. All right, obviously.
Don't get me wrong. I get it now. I thought it was stupid back then. So whatever.
Hey man, shout out to Mikey. Shout out to Mikey for chewing me out at our fantasy football draft a couple of years ago. Anyway, guys, I forgot this is a wrestling podcast. Basically, I don't know. Trevor,
it's something.
This is OT Graps, where we sometimes talk about pro wrestling.
There we go.
Programming note: next week is the greatest OT Graps of the year.
Christmas.
Not next Tuesday, but next Monday, because Tuesday is Xmas Eve, and we need to, give seasons tidings. I'm gonna be doing a ride along on Christmas Eve. I don't know if I told you this.
Oh no, you didn't.
Yeah, I'm doing a ride along with Santa. It's gonna be great.
Okay.
I'm gonna be breaking into people's houses with Santa, and
of course.
We're gonna see how far we can do this. We're gonna see how far we get before Santa gets arrested, which is a wild thing. Could you imagine seeing Santa break into someone's house? Like,
I mean, technically that's all it is. It's just a a delicate house house invasion.
Dude, that's the thing though. It's like it's crazy because like one of my friends told me, it's like, bro, like it's kind of wild how like, or it kind of makes sense how like Santa is like always white in every depiction you see of him. Because if he was a person of color, bro, everybody would be calling the cops on like all the white people would be calling the cops on Santa. It's crazy, especially like the racist ones. Like it'd be like, no, 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 no.
It's funny you say it. My buddy used to always say, because he has two children. Children say, "Daddy, why isn't Santa black?" And he would say, "Because he'd get arrested."
For those
All
of you who are
shot.
wondering, the real Saint Nicholas was Turkish, which the best I can say, racially
Explain some
ambiguous.
things.
Like a little bit whiter than me, but spicy enough that you can tell there's something going on there. Anyway, guys, I don't even know how I said that. Um, oh, we got Taco Kid coming in with the dog stuff. My dog is my mom's child. She throws him a party and makes him homemade meals every day. That's nice.
My mom used to do that to our cat. She she bought him a party hat and everything. It was crazy.
I do know, like my aunt makes her dog's food like every day, like free, like makes it in bulk, freezes it. Like it is a whole operation there.
No, like I'll give him and Dobby. I give him like sweet potatoes and vegetables and stuff like
Ooh,
that. Yeah, they love sweet potatoes. I mean, they can't eat everything, but they can eat sweet potatoes, cauliflower, broccoli, stuff like that.
you want to hear something that's gonna make you mad?
What?
I had sweet potatoes for the first time like a month ago.
Really?
Yep, never had it before.
Hmm. I mean, I wonder why.
I mean, I always, so as a child I always stayed away from it because I was like, ain't no way potatoes being sweet is a good thing. You know?
I get it. I get
Because I was like, because
it.
like I was so used to having like the starchy potatoes, and I was just like, if that shit was sweet, ain't no way I'm eating that. Like it didn't kind of connect in my head, but then I was like, I'm at the age now where it's like, all right, look, if I take a bite of it and I don't like it, it is what it is. I'm not gonna be forced to eat it. Because like when you're a kid, when I was a kid, my mom always used to be like, I don't care how full you are, I don't care if you don't like it.
You gotta eat your
It's on your
vegetables.
plate, you finishing.
Yep, that's how it was in my house. But see, I used to play with my food, so it took me an hour to eat everything.
I used to
And my
play.
cousin,
I used to play this game with like peas. Where like I don't
like
know
a
if you used.
catapult type thing.
What was your game?
Was it kind of like a catapult type thing, or
Oh no 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 no! I never. I did that once and I got in trouble. Um,
me too?
like and I but like no, but I would do this thing with the fork where I would try to pick up as many peas as possible with like the fork, and I would like but like it couldn't go past a certain like level in the fork.
Hey,
It was a creative game that barely made sense to me at the
hey,
time, but
Omer, baby Omer, always thinking.
that was back in the good old days when before capitalism destroyed my creativity. Anyway, this is a wrestling podcast. CC
Uh,
says my dog is my mother's little baby. She loves him. We love dogs here. Shout out to all the dogs, all the cats, all the pets,
Animals in general.
the snakes too. Shout out to my snake homies. Uh,
He's poking his head out. He heard you.
yeah, he's like, yeah, well, yeah, shout out. He throws it. He throws the ones up. Acknowledge. Acknowledge
Do
me.
you have any pets? Oh,
He's like, Trevor's like, how'd you get hands? Are you a lizard now?
Do you have any pets, Omer? You're so dumb.
Anyway, I'm getting over a cold, and we're gonna get into some wrestling. Trevor, how you been though?
Let's go.
First,
Oh man, I've been all right. I've been all right. I just tired, man. Christmas season's been kicking my butt. It's very busy at the bar. It's just work. Had a long discussion with a gentleman about wrestling who should be watching today. because he didn't realize I had a podcast.
Shout out to them.
But yeah, it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. I've been doing a lot of over late nights, a lot of doubles, and dealing with this guy that I'm dealing with right now.
You gotta take your dog to work one day. Be like, this is our protection.
I took Dobby to work one day because I had to go pick up my check.
The opposite of
And,
protection.
that was so funny because Dobby ran around the whole bar.
I feel like I'm bad. Like Dobby's small enough to like get lost.
He is. He definitely is.
Like you leave a crack like long, like big, like small enough in the door, like, he'll fit through it.
He hid under the sink. It was funny.
That's the dichotomy of your dogs. It will cease to amaze me.
How
Anyway,
about you? How you doing, brother?
I have been sick for the past 7 days, 8 days now. It's gotten better, but very, very slowly. Get vaccinated. I don't care what I don't care who says what about it, bro. Y'all got to get vaccinated out there. Protect yourself from whatever the hell this was, because this was not fun.
Yeah.
Go protect yourself. Take some vitamin C. Get that Robitussin.
That tussin. Put that tussin on.
That was a Chris
That
Rock.
tussin on it.
That was a Chris Rock thing, right? Where he was like,
Yeah, it was. It was a Chris Rock sketch back in
like my parent, like
early
my
2000s,
mom used to put
late 90s.
tussin and everything. Oh, you got a broken arm? Rub that.
Put that tussin on it. Let the tussin soak down to the bone.
The magic of Robitussin. Oh man. Anyway, plenty of Robitussin, plenty of NyQuil, all the above, all the above.
In my family, it was more Pepto Bismol and ginger ale. That's what healed everything.
See, Trevor, in a Pakistani family, it was the concoctions that used to be made. Like if I ever had like an upset stomach, you would take like Sprite 7-Up, right, or something like that, and then you'd mix in like some like salt, some thyme leaf. Like it would be the wildest concoction ever. I'm not gonna lie, that shit would slap though.
I bet it would. I
Yeah,
bet
because I'd
it'd
be
be
like,
delicious.
I didn't know this could be spicy. Hey, like who needs Dr. Pepper when you got this?
With my Creole side, my dad and them, it was a lot of liquor, like Jack Daniels, honey, and lemon juice was it. It knocked everything out of you. It knocked you out too. So that's probably kind of what happened.
Hey man, they do it different down in Nolans.
In the Louisiana hot soup, as my dad used to call it.
Ooh, Taco Kid with a good one. In my family, Vicks.
Oh yeah, Vicks. Hell yeah, Vicks was. Yep.
Yeah, Vicks was. Ooh, actually, that's a good idea. I'm gonna rub some Vicks on me tonight. I'm gonna go find some Vicks. Sometimes, I might rub some Vicks on me for fun. That, it brings back good memories.
Just taking a turn.
Just start rubbing. Like, oh yeah, look at this Vicks. Anyway, the Sprite for upset stomach is my go-to as well. Oh man, we have some homemade concoctions with OT Graps. This is what this podcast is now. Anyway, no, it is a wrestling podcast. It's like the fourth time I've said it. We just gotta get to the wrestling.
You gotta get to it. Just gotta get to wrestling.
Trevor, Saturday night's main event was this past week. It was a main event. It was Saturday, and it was night for sure. I have some thoughts, but first we got to talk about the actual main event. Jesse the Body Ventura was cooking on that show.
Dude, oh my god, man, were you in the wrestling at the time that Jesse was a commentator?
No, I was not even born by then, but I've gone back and seen everything, and Jesse is next level.
Jesse was always, to me, the best part of that commentating team when it was him and Vince McMahon. Like, I mean, of course, I like Jerry Lawler as well, but Jesse was always the best one on it. I mean, him, even Bobby the Brain. I love Bobby the Brain as well. Him and Gorilla Monsoon played well off each other. Jesse was cooking, man. Like, I was sitting there watching this. I'm like, yo, Jesse hasn't lost a step.
Not at all. It's kind of crazy.
And the funny thing is, I was watching it, and I was told a friend of mine, I was like, "Oh, like, I think Jesse might be better than than Michael Cole."
This was my that was one of my hot takes from watching that. I think Jesse laps every heel commentator in pro wrestling like today. Like it is crazy.
Absolutely. Like the things he was saying, I was crying laughing. He was like, Kevin Owens is a good guy. Kevin Owens deserves to be mad.
No, but he's not wrong though. He's not wrong.
No.
Yo. Kevin Owens is the real scapegoat of professional wrestling. Shout out to Jacques Perry. But bro, I love Jesse. You know what it was, man? Like it wasn't just like that. Jesse had like the aura, you know, like because like he's always had like that. When he walks in a room, you're just like you know, oh yo, someone's about to get cooked. Someone's
right.
If Jesse the Body comes in, right? But what I loved about like his appearance on Saturday night's main event was he comes in and like there's this big ovation for him, and like it's like a homecoming, right? For Jesse the Body Ventura, a well-deserved homecoming. Then immediately he just goes, and you know what? I didn't realize that Cody was Dusty's son. With a six-pack like that, Dusty never had a six-pack. And he just immediately heals
he was
out.
cooking everybody. And I'm like, oh my God.
Nobody was safe.
He just posthumously cooked Dusty Rose.
Shout out to Dusty, but like, oh my God. And
oh my God.
My favorite line of Jesse's was it was like right after the Liv Morgan Io Sky match. And and homie just goes, you know, that Dominic Mysterio, he really knows how to pick his women. I just was like, yo, Jesse is...
He always had the voice for it, too. Like, the thing was, he probably will not be known for his promos or whatever on the mic as a wrestler because he wasn't the greatest. But he literally honed his craft when he became a commentator. And, oh my God, like... just some of the things the man comes out the man's mouth, you're like, oh my God. And it also helps the delivery and his voice help it too.
There's a reason that man became governor of Minnesota.
Oh hell yeah. Absolutely.
He was just cooking promos his entire political career. It's like, you know what? We're gonna stop all these taxes that are invading your wallet.
Well, he's a great he's a great speechwriter too. Like he does great speeches. Like you said, when politicians like
this thing, I'm like surprised more pro wrestlers haven't become politicians. Even though I don't want that because Hulk Hogan would be. You know, there's like a real chance Hulk Hogan might become the senator from Florida. There's a real chance that might happen.
I heard I mean. Mrs. McMahon is
about to be in charge of our education.
Yeah.
Yo,
I'm trying to tell you, if like Secretary of State is like nasty boy Brian Knobs, I'm gonna be mad as hell.
My boy gonna go up to like the president of France and be like, pity city.
Nasty Knobs.
Anyway, but getting back to Jesse. Pity city. We're gonna turn Paris into pity city. Hey yo. But no, Jesse was amazing. And I thought what they did with him being like, I think they were right with not having him call like the entire like not having him commentate, I should say, on the entire card, and just leaving him for the main event. And just like I liked what they did with him. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, you know, have him do like little snippets before the matches, but then like wait to have him do the full commentary until the main event begins, and then just let him cook. He was,
Oh yeah,
oh my goodness,
he
and
was spot on. If anyone that didn't see Saturday Night Main Event, go watch it. I mean, even if you just watch it for Jesse the Body, and that's fine. He was amazing. Like he was the best thing about the show, honestly.
well, as Taco Kid puts it, Saturday night's mid event. We will talk about that. But I gotta give Jesse. And here's the thing: we know for a fact that man does not watch the product.
No, he doesn't.
Like there's like this. So on the UK version, it's really funny. Michael Cole is just like feeding him like information. He's just like, hey, so Jesse, here's what's going on, because like the feed was messed up on the UK version, so you heard what Cole was saying in the break.
Got you.
And he was just like, all right, Jesse, so here's the background, here's what we got to do, and blah, blah, blah. Jesse doesn't say a word. And then they come back and break. It's like, Jesse, what do you think? And he goes like, Kevin Owens is the most justified person in the history of professional wrestling. And he just cooks. Like,
he was so spot on. Like you said, I knew he didn't watch the product, but at the same time, I was like, when did he read this? When did they give this to him? Because he is absolutely cooking.
It was, bro. You know what? He has like a natural thing about it. Because even when you remember when like it was the perfect example I can think of is like Warrior Hogan, and like that was a weird feud because like there was no true heel, but Jesse the Body Ventura had one rule: no matter what, Hulk Hogan is the heel.
Yep.
Like, in his eyes, Hulk Hogan is always the heel. And even during that match, I thought he did a really good job of being like, look at this showboat Hulk Hogan robbing Warrior of his moment.
Dude, like, it was, that match in particular was so, like, Jesse can do no wrong in my eyes.
I love how Jesse was making Cody heel. Yeah, bro, if you did not watch Raw or WWE TV going in that, and you just watched Saturday Night's Main Event, like that's your first foray, you would think, this Cody isn't a nice guy, is he?
Nope. He made Cody the heel completely. How dare Cody do that to Kevin Owens?
I'll have you know, using a steel chair back in my day would get you a hiding backstage. Anyway, let's move on. Talk about Saturday Night's Main Event. Trevor, 5-match card. This was somewhere in between a Super Raw and a PLE, but it definitely wasn't a PLE. Yeah. Thoughts on Saturday Night's Main Event?
I think the Taco Kid said it best. It was very mid. I mean, as far as the wrestling was concerned, it was very mid. Even the match that I really wanted to see was kind of mid. But
which match was that?
Congrats to both of them. The U.S. title for the women's. Again, if we could write for WWE, we'd make a ton of money because we said what? How many months ago that Chelsea Green needs a title?
Yeah, I mean, look, it is. They did it eventually. Here's the thing, though. Like, you know what Triple H would say if you asked him about that? He'd be like, the game. This is a global company, and what we do, everything we do is part of a larger story, and we tell stories here, and you might not get it. You might not get it right away, but within 6 months to a decade, you might get it.
That's
like literally
true.
If you guys never watch a Triple H press conference, that is like literally it's like we're a global company, a global brand.
Yeah, he throws that out the entire time.
We tell stories, and then the other one is like, this is WWE's the hottest it's ever been. Like, it's all he says. Yeah. I mean, yeah, but
he backsells the hell out of WWE. Like, it's the funniest thing. But the thing is, with that particular match, I was actually torn because I really wanted Mitch or Michelle, Mia Yim to win the belt. I really did, but I wanted both of them. I think both of them deserve a title, honestly. But I'm not mad that Chelsea Green won it. I'm actually kind of mad that the match was so eh.
It was like, I mean, I thought for what it was and what I expected it to be, it was like it was good.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with it. I think obviously that match specifically was going to lean into more of the spectacle of what it was rather than
Right.
the in-ring action. So I was happy with that. I thought if either one won, that was going to be fine. If Mia Yim won, amazing because she deserves it. She's worked her butt off. Chelsea Green makes a lot of sense. She is like that over character.
Mm-hmm.
She's going
And
to
she's
be
been
able.
working her butt off too. You got to give her the credit too. She's been
Oh no,
working
no,
her
for
butt
sure.
off.
No, I'm not
Yeah.
saying like she hasn't, but like
Right.
but at the end of the day, right? You want to get this title over. I think the idea is they want a character to hold this title,
Right.
right? They want like someone who's Chelsea Green is a character. That is just for damn
She
sure.
is. She is. She's definitely a character. Like, I mean, if you've seen her wrestle in the Indies, you've seen the best of her. If you've seen her wrestle in WWE, not so much. But I mean, you've seen her wrestle as well. She can wrestle, but in WWE, she's definitely a character. Like we've always said, WWE is entertainment and not about actual wrestling ability.
Chelsea Green.
I want to see your manager.
I went to see, there was someone on the okay. This is an aside. There was someone on the train today. Biggest Karen energy I have, because
Oh,
I forgot my
man.
headphones,
Uh,
so like I was listening to random train like blabber,
right, right.
which is fun sometimes. This woman comes and she's on the phone with Amazon, and she was not about. She's like, this is the fourth time this has happened. Every single time that I order this item, it is not available. It is damaged. Something happens, and I think they're stealing it. I would like a refund immediately so I can go purchase these things in person because obviously I will not be able to get help from Amazon. I'm like, yeah, yo, she's cooking, Queen, you're cooking, but you're speaking way too fast. That person is not going to be able to understand what the hell you're saying. Like,
I don't even know what you said.
that's what
So
I'm
I'm sure
saying.
that person on the phone didn't know.
But shout out to Chelsea Green, who I saw on the train today. But yeah, I thought that was great. I will say this, man. Can we just talk about this, man? Listen, man. I'm all for the world. I'm all for Gunther doing his thing.
Right.
Can we end this
Dude,
Finn
what are you
Balor?
doing?
Can we end this Finn Balor versus Damian Priest stuff, please?
Absolutely. Please let's get over this. Please let's get over this.
Please, like, because
I'm
this
so sick of
this
it.
has been going on for months. Ain't nobody care.
I'm sick of it.
Ain't nobody care. I'm the game. We do tell stories here. Yeah. End of story.
The story's
Finish
been
one.
told and it's done. Give me 1 second, guys.
Like we you know what we need to do more of in WWE? You know what we need to do more of for people? We need to finish stories is what we need to do because they are not cooking right now, man. I don't know how else to say
Sorry,
it.
guys.
Finn Balor and Damian Priest are not cooking, or as Taco Kid calls him, Pin Balor, because he be eating them like there's no tomorrow, bro. what, bro? Trevor, just what is up with this story? Like, and I feel like this is the Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley stuff too, because Rhea Ripley just showed up on this show and was just like, oh, this is my brutality, and just like did a face off with Liv. I understand long-term storytelling, don't get me wrong, but when are we going to finish this damn story for once?
See, there are ways to tell long-term stories, right? We've seen it done. We've seen long-term stories told in many, many ways. We've seen stories told well. We've seen them told the way WWE tells them mostly. The best long-term story they've had has been the Bloodline. And let's be honest, this Bloodline one, this one is kind of The first one, great, but they did have some messing. They messed up a little bit. But this go around, this one needs to end too.
Triple H,
Like,
Triple H is hitting that he's hitting that like my parents pack that they used to like what they used to make concoctions when I was sick. Like I don't know what like it's like when you cook and you're like, like, you're like I don't even know what that is, but okay, we gonna.
when you say that, what it reminds me of? I don't know what the Rock is cooking, but it smells like shit.
I think I'll eat it anyway. Anyway. Oh man. All right, canceled. Anyway. But yeah, I mean, I agree though. Like that's the perfect example of it. Like there is long. Okay, here's the thing. I think there's long-term storytelling and there's dragging things out.
Right.
I think with a lot of the stuff WWE is doing, it is dragging it out because you know what was so good about the Bloodline, back in like 2022 to 2023 when they were doing it. It was week to week. It was still engaging, right?
Right.
Something would happen on like week 1 that would blend into week 2 that would impact what happens on week 3, and even if Roman wasn't there would still be like stories that are told. Now it's just like, Jey Uso this week is going to face a WWE Intercontinental Champion. And now we'll find out what happens in 3 weeks at the premium live event WWE.
Like, what the hell?
That's my Michael Cole impression. WWE.
Yeah, he sounds horrible. And you don't sound much. You sound just about as bad as he does, though.
You're welcome.
But no, like, that's the thing. Like, so honestly, we've said it time and time again, and I'll say it again. The best WWE TV, and you can stop me when I'm telling lies, is NXT. The best WWE TV is NXT. Shawn Michaels is over there with a chef coat and a chef hat with his big old wooden spoon cooking like his old Texas grandma. They go home, they add a little more tobacco in there, put some beans in that chili.
Like he is. Imagine what my guy's Instagram page looks like. Like his featured page must be crazy, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
I know, right?
That man is cooking for sure.
He's cooking, dude. Like first off,
Obafemi.
Just saying one word, one name, Obafendi. Oh, he probably is one of the best, like WWE, one of the best. Not saying the best, one of the best rookie so-called WWE superstars that I've seen in a long time. Like the kid's got it. He's got it. He's got it. He's got the charisma. He's got the size. He can talk on the mic. But the thing is, he doesn't have to talk that much because what his actions carry in the ring, and that's honestly what you want. Of course, you got Trick Williams. Trick.
Can I blow people's minds real quick? I think Trick Williams is the best book talent in WWE.
I don't think that'll blow anybody's mind if
he is, because everything he does feels important. Everything he does feels necessary to what they're doing, bro. They are cooking on another level in NXT. To the point
him and Roxana Perez. Him and Roxana Perez, two of the best book talents they have in WWE, and I'll stand on that,
bro. To the point where Trevor, originally, we used to do this show specifically so we had an excuse not to watch NXT.
Yep.
It's to the point where when I get off this stream or something, like that night or the next day, I will watch NXT and I will enjoy it because it is a great wrestling show.
I'm reading something here. Apparently, Taco Kid doesn't think he's good in the ring.
Trick is good until the bell rings. Taco Kid, your opinion is what I don't care about. Nah. Shout out to Taco Kid. I met him in
this guy
in Seattle. I saw him out in Seattle. Shout out to the.
That's an interesting take though. That I would love to hear more about that. I mean, that's an interesting take.
No, it's a take and it's wrong, but it is a take.
No, you know me. I always want to hear other people's sides. I would love to hear more on that one. Now, put it like this: I do not think he's terrible in the ring, but I don't think he's the best in the ring. But I don't think he's terrible in the ring. I think. Like, honestly, to be honest with you, he was keeping up with, what's his name? The other guy that had the belt before, when he won it from him. He was from AEW. Can't think of his name right now.
Oh, Ethan Page.
Ethan Page. He was keeping up with Ethan Page. And Ethan Page is dynamite in the ring. Like, he was keeping up with Ethan. I thought he was wrestled really well.
Yeah, Taco Kid says, nah, his big match is always underwhelming. I don't know what matches you're watching, Taco Kid.
I'll be honest. The last match he had was kind of underwhelming to me, but it wasn't him. It was who he was in the ring with. It wasn't him.
What was the
In
last
my,
match? What was the last match?
it was the gentleman that beat up University. What's the name? You?
Oh, Chase U.
Yeah, he beat up Chase U. He used to be with Chase U. I can't think of his name right now, but I never thought he was that good in the ring anyway. But he's just a big menacing, monster. But
Can we go back to Taco Kids? Taco Kid. I think I found like the perfect reaction to this, because I don't think there's a soundbite in the world that exemplifies how my reaction to this when I first read it than this.
Who was on crack?
I remember that. And it's Ridge Holland, like he said, Ridge Holland.
Yeah, shout out to Ridge Holland. But
I thought that match was underwhelming, honestly. And honestly, again, to me, it wasn't Trick. It was Ridge.
oh man, I mean, yeah, but like I think Trick. I mean, Trick is not like a workhorse, all right?
No, he's not.
It's one of those things. Like, he is not a workhorse. He's not going to be the guy who goes out there for 20 minutes. He's not Bret Hart. He's not Will Ospreay, but he doesn't need to be. You know?
He doesn't.
I love Trick Williams. I think he has superstar potential. And I don't mean WWE superstar. But I mean like real superstar. Like, he is going to be a world champion in WWE if they don't cook him like they cooked Mello. Speaking of which, bro, we got it. Can we talk over? Trevor, look, you and I'll out myself in this.
Okay.
Not the biggest SmackDown watcher as of late.
Me either.
And I feel redeemed in this thinking. I feel so redeemed in this thinking because all I needed to watch was one segment this past week on SmackDown. That's all I needed, Trevor. We had
what segment was that, good sir?
We had Carmelo Hayes versus Braun Breaker, and Braun Strowman. Excuse me. We had Carmelo Hayes versus Braun Strowman, and in like a minute and 15 seconds, a returning Braun Strowman defeated Carmelo Hayes, squashed him, cooked him on TV. This comes off of Carmelo Hayes. He's basically like jobbing out for the past couple of months. Had a little bit of thing going on there with Andrade, but he been booked like a bit of a jobber. Trevor, this man used to be walking around NXT like he owned the place, and now I don't even know what to say. Like, it is a travesty what is happening to Carmelo Hayes. Like, it is a travesty. That's all I will say. Travesty.
Carmelo Hayes. Let's just be honest. Carmelo Hayes winning the NXT World Champion was a huge pop for NXT. They didn't completely know what they had, but they nurtured it, they pushed it. And what they had was a superstar. Now they realize they had two people tag team together, and both of that team were superstars. So you take a superstar to push another superstar, then you push that superstar to the moon. That's what's supposed to happen. They sent that man to SmackDown, and once he got on SmackDown, he had a mini feud with LA Knight. Okay, cool. All right. He had a long, drawn out feud with Andrade. He wrestled Andrade for like 6 months, it seemed like. Then, after that, he jobbed. He jobbed LA Knight. He jobbed Andrade. He jobbed at like the water boy for the New York Giants. He jobbed for the pizza guy that delivered Braun Strowman his 18 deep dishes. Like, he jobbed for the Muffin Man that delivered CM Punk's muffins. He did job for everybody at this point. And you telling me that when you saw him, you saw superstar potential, but he hasn't done a superstar anything yet. The man should hold at least a USA title. Him and Shinsuke Nakamura would have a knockout, drag out feud. It'd be a great feud, but they're never gonna push it.
But
Him and LA Knight should have had a good feud. They didn't push that.
and it's like one of those things where, dude, like, even if they do want to do that now, part of me is like, bro, like, so you're just gonna have like some dude who was like, and again, I'm all for rehabbing. You have to find a way to rehab Carmelo Hayes, right? But like, bro, like I feel like part of me is just like, I think Triple H is gonna do the thing where he's just like, okay, we're gonna, all right, we're Melo, we're finally gonna have him rise up, you know, and he's gonna be a global leader of the global brand that we have, and you know, in the game. So we're gonna have him come up, and he's just gonna beat Nakamura on a random SmackDown. No one's gonna see it coming. And it's like, so the message you're sending is, wins and losses don't matter. Something that we had chastised Vince McMahon about, something we had actually commended you about for changing, for rehabbing WWE's image, because under Triple H, at least for that first year, 2 years, wins and losses mattered. And like now we're sitting here after, you know what, Trevor, after what I've seen with how he's booked Carmelo Hayes, after what I've seen with the nonsense of some of these long-term stories, I gotta ask the question, man. I gotta ask the question. Triple H, man, what are you smoking, bro? Because right now, Trevor, you know, play the soundbite.
Who is on crack?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I remember when Triple H started taking over booking and things like that. Everyone was like, "Oh, Triple H doing such a great job." I held my reservations. I kept what I had to say to myself, because I saw some things I liked. I saw some things I didn't like. I saw some things that made me sit there and be like, you know what? That's not bad at all. He did a good job. Then I saw some things like you said, what are you smoking? Because I'm going to be completely honest with you. You have Cody Rhodes win the Royal Rumble twice. The second time, he literally comes out and says, I'm not challenging you for your belt. That was a whirlwind of disaster from get-go. Then they fixed it. Okay, cool. He's facing them. All right.
Fixed a problem that didn't need to happen, if we're being honest.
Exactly. It didn't need fixing because it didn't need to happen. Then Cody gets the belt. You have one of the most over superstars on your roster, and you have booked him like you would book the Brooklyn Brawler. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
I think I know the answer, Trevor. I think I know the answer. I just like, I mean, what are you gonna do?
To book Cody Rhodes correctly right now is easy. It's a drop in a bucket. It's very easy. To book Carmelo, it's very easy. He's a good wrestler. LA Knight too. Whatever. You can book these guys very well. But at this point, I don't even think he's trying.
Homie, you got like Santos Escobar out there on SmackDown. Have him job or have Santos Escobar do the job to Carmelo Hayes. Like, you got an entire roster full of people out here. Like, bro, what are we doing, man? What are we doing?
Exactly.
And if you don't have the answer, if you don't have the space or the answer for him as a singles, pull like Trick. I love him as a singles in NXT, but he's at the point where you could bring him up. Have them be a tag team again. Have them do their thing in the tag team division. Yep. Inject some life into that thing, man. Let's go.
Exactly. And that's why I honestly say, and we talked about it before, I honestly say there's no question, there's no like debate. Shawn Michaels is one of the best bookers in 2024. Hands down. Hands down. For WWE, he's one, and some indie promotions, he's one of the best booker in 2024. That's not even hard.
Hey man, you wanna you want to talk about it? We can talk about it. Let's, you know what? Let's talk about it. Right now, in the month of December 2024, Shawn Michaels is the best booker in wrestling. Period.
I don't see where that's a problem to say. I don't
because
even see why it's up for debate. It couldn't be up for debate.
we got to talk about these damn AEW ratings.
Oh, man.
Buddy, it is. Trevor, right now, AEW is in a pretty big slide when it comes to these ratings. I don't even know. Takara, come on, man. Shout out to the friend of the show, Kenny Baum. I don't know what the beef is. I'm not a part of it. I'm just here. Shout out to Takara. Shout out to Kenny Baum.
Shout out, guys.
ELE, everyone love everyone. That's all I gotta say, man. Let's spread some positivity in the chat, though. Come on. Anyway, I don't even know what I was trying to say.
You're talking about AEW.
Yeah. Okay. So these AEW ratings are shit. That's what I'm. That was like the general gist of what I think I was getting at.
Sheesh.
Let's talk about it. So Trevor, AEW for multiple consecutive weeks has fallen under 600,000 average viewers for Dynamite, which is bad with a capital BAD. It is some of the lowest stretch of shows they've ever had, like in consecutive weeks. I'm gonna read you, or I'm gonna tell you something kind of startling. For Q4, Q4, the last couple of months of 2024. Compared to Q3 of 2020 or Q4 of 2023, basically compared to last year, AEW right now is averaging right around like just over 600,000 live viewers for Dynamite. Last year they were averaging well over 800,000.
Yeah, that is startling.
That is a big time bad drop off, and if we're being honest with ourselves and honest with everyone out there, there is a bit of a problem with the way that AEW is booking right now. Because some of the stuff on this show is cooking. Some of the stuff I can't make sense of, brother.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. The John Moxley thing.
Jonathan Moxley.
Jonathan Moxley. No, that whole thing's working. I think that's working. But of course, you still have the issue where they just have matches with no build up. Even with the push they did give the women's division is still lackluster. There are some things that they still need to work on. I mean, it's just some things that they need to work on. We all know it. Even the people who are faithful watchers and faithful fans, we all know it. But it's still, the Death Riders are cooking. They definitely are cooking. But it's still some things that they need to work on. You have that talented women's roster. Push that a little more. The whole Tony Storm. Tony Storm is all elite. We know that, Tony. We know.
Yeah.
But no, it's just
I think there's a larger conversation to be had when it comes to AEW. I mean, the reality is like the Death Riders are cooking, but like not a lot else on the show is. And you know what it really comes down to, I think AEW is really no longer can't miss TV. And you know what I mean when I say that, right? It's not like, this doesn't make sense, this isn't logical, this isn't like entertaining, but it is just, it's one of those things where I'm like, all right, yeah, this is a good, cool, fun show. But you know what, Trevor? Sometimes when I'm watching some stuff on Dynamite, I'm like, it kind of reminds me of like Rampage 2021, where it's like, you know what I always said about Rampage in 2021? Like, this cannot be a bad show because it's like really fun, action-packed, wrestling, boom, bing, bong, amazing. But with Dynamite, some of these weeks, I'm just like, there's nothing that's supposed to keep me tuned in throughout. And like, you know what it is, man? At the end of the day, Dynamite back in the day used to have a formula where they would have an arc throughout the night, each show, and what happened one week would affect what happened the next week, would affect what happened the next week. Like, there were consequences to everything that was happening on the show. I don't think that's any longer the case because I don't know what it is, but there's a certain level of detachment from the product that wasn't there a couple of years ago. That wasn't there even earlier. We were talking about it leading up to All In. I was like, oh, the AEW found their formula again. This is exactly what they needed to be doing. And they're cooking again. And now we're just doing whatever. Like I don't know. I just
and you notice that they're reaching out to indie stars now to like try to save what they can save because as my boy Liam would say, the complete Matt Cardona is on the show now, and they're using that as him and Jericho, which isn't bad. It's not a bad build up. I mean, so far it's a decent build up, but like, is that saving ROH or is that saving AEW in the long run? Like, what are you trying to do there? I mean, it's a lot going on that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's a lot that's just lackluster. Like, I'm still trying to wrap my head around why Toni Storm dropped the gimmick.
I mean, I think they're doing the amnesia gimmick with her.
That's what it seems like.
I think that's what it is. Because on Collision, she was doing the whole, oh my God, I'm finally all elite, darling. So like,
and I noticed
the gimmick is, okay. She thinks it's 2022. Which
right.
It would be really funny if she was like, oh my God, CM Punk. Jade, where are you? Like, that would be hilarious. I would die. That would be hilarious.
That would be great. That would be that would be great. I mean, if they do that correctly, it could work. But like, because when you saw her come out, like she came out like she was coming out for the first time, like she still had jitters, and I'm like, okay, I like that a little bit. I do like that a little bit. It's a little weird, but I like it a little bit.
Yeah.
Good over there, dude?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm sorry. I'm just. It's always some. It's always some with work. Anyway, back at it though. No, I also think like there's and I think like part of it too was like where you can really like draw some of the problems. I think is like when AEW started doing a lot of the ROH integration.
Yeah,
because that jumbled up the show, and I feel like they've never fully recovered from that. If we're being honest.
I mean, they had never really figured out the whole ROH situation out.
I still haven't figured it out, brother. Honestly. Like, I don't know. Final Battle it's one thing to promote. Like, I have no promote Final Battle. Hell, have a segment or two about it. But I'm just like, brother, like, what are we doing here? Like, this is not one of the biggest problems right now. This is separate from AEW. Like, ROH, dude. Like, the fact that you have ROH recorded in AEW arenas. It is. I understand why they do it. It's a cost-cutting measure. It is easier for them to do. They already have everything set up. Fair. But at the end of the day, Trevor, if you go to an AEW show, you're not there for ROH. You're not there for ROH.
I mean, again, like you said, I'm okay with it because I like ROH. Like, I mean, there are a lot of likers of ROH, but at the same token, I'm not there for that. I'm there for AEW.
And I think Taco Kid puts it pretty well. Since All In, I pretty much just watch pay-per-views and only watch clips of Dynamite. It doesn't feel like I'm missing out on anything from not watching weekly. That is the key issue.
That's true.
That is the key issue. It is.
And
yeah.
Sadly, that's how I felt about WWE for about 10 years now.
Damn, 10 years is crazy. It's like ever since that Daniel Bryan, he won the belt. Everything went downhill since then.
I mean, maybe I'll say 6 years. I'll be nice, say 6 years. But
hey, man, like I think you could find a couple of years in there. Like 2016 was a really good year for WWE.
2016 was good. 2016 was not a bad year.
That was AJ's first year. Oh, and then you had AJ and John Cena cooking that whole year.
Oh yeah, and you had the feud with him, AJ and Moxley. I mean, well, Dean Ambrose at the time.
Okay.
But
and James Ellsworth, future.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. But like I will say, that was when SmackDown was the only thing I watched. That was starting to be when SmackDown was pretty much the only thing I watched. It was when did NXT started?
NXT, I think, like, started in 2014, like on the
That's what I
network.
thought. Okay, and
It went through a
their
few
golden
different.
years was about, I want to say 15, 16, 17, something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I would say 15, like 15, 16, 18, like yeah, 15 through like 18 were like the real peak
Because
years of
like there
NXT.
was a point in time where that's all out that, and I watched in UK NXT, and that's all I watched. Honestly, like, dude, they were.
If you think Gunther is chopping people nowadays,
You need to see his cousin Walter. Like,
bro, that big
dude,
ass hand just
and he was much bigger than like that big ass meat claw dude. Like, oh my god, like he was slapping the shit out of people.
bro said big ass meat claw. What's that SpongeBob like? Big meaty claws.
This is big meaty men slapping meat.
That's a big. The clap is part of the Big E quote. Big meaty men slapping meat.
Slapping meat.
You know what? A company needs to have a meat championship.
Like one of the biggest, beefiest guys.
Like here's the thing. Someone threw on Twitter threw out the idea of having like one of the titles in AEW, the TNT or the Continental, whatever, be like strictly like a big boy championship. Basically have the X division, but it's just for like big meaty men like Rusev, like like Lance Archer, like have it be exclusive to like big meaty men.
I don't know why I like the sounds of that, but I
do. bro, here's the vision, bro. Give me, instead of like having like a gold plate, give me a T-bone steak. All right, give me a T-bone steak. Make that title made 100% out of meat. and like, look, don't worry. I know what y'all are gonna say. Like, oh, that's gonna smell. There is dry meat out there. Have you ever heard of beef jerky?
He's not
yes,
wrong.
I am saying that AEW should turn the TNT Championship into a beef jerky belt. And it should be made out of meat, and it should be for big meaty men who slap meat. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
You know what? I hate to even agree with you, but yes.
That'd be crazy.
I would pay to see that.
Could you imagine that? Bro, the amount of money I would pay to see AEW do that is shocking.
That'd be hilarious.
That would be so funny. That would be so funny. Scrap the Andre the Giant Battle Royal and just have a big meat fest. Meat fest is crazy. Meat fest. Who's going to win Meat Fest 2024?
2025.
WWE Meat Fest. Imagine Cole trying to sell that shit.
Hey, dude, I feel like it'd be easy to sell. I really do.
You know what? I think for the sickos out there like you and me, 100 P. Oh, man. Yeah. Trevor, what's up?
Thing I did want to bring up to you, and I do know how you feel about him.
Oh no, we lost Trevor. Oh, we lost him.
But honestly,
hello? Is he back? Oh no, we lost Trevor. Or kinda. He's doing a thing right now.
Gone.
We can hear.
Hello.
I think we can hear you, but you're like
Hello?
frozen. Oh, I think you're back. You're back now. There we go.
Can you hear me? Oh, there I am. Oh, there.
Oh, second difference speaking. I think Trevor, you might have to leave and come back. We'll try that.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Just try that. Leave and come back. Because now you left me in suspense. Now I need to hear. Here I am. But yeah, no, meat championship. That's what we need. Meat is pro wrestling needs more meat. The Wi-Fi is acting up, man. That's what it be like, bro. That's what it. Look, live TV. What's that thing? JR used to say. That's there's like a segment a couple of years, or I mean, a couple more than a couple of years ago, like 25 years ago, where Psycho Sid, right, was doing a backstage interview with JR and WWF, and Sid messed up his line. And he just goes, there's a fact. Oh, man, JR, I'm sorry. Can I do it again, man? All right, yeah, JR, let me just do it again. And he goes, there ain't no doing it again, man. It's live TV, pal. And he just buries him. My favorite thing about JR is my boy just burying people regardless. Like, he's just like, we're live TV, pal. You better get used to it. Amazing. One day we need a WrestleMania meet main event between Jacob Fatu and Obafemi. That's my reaction to that. Let's do it. I think we got Trevor back. There he is. Oh, but now he's a little muted. Unmute yourself, Trevor. Let thou be spoken.
There we go. You hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, before you were rudely interrupted by clouds.
So what I was saying was, I want your honest opinion about something.
What's that?
It's something I've been thinking about, wondering about. Okay, so as we all know, Matt Cardona is in AEW or ROH. All right. Honest opinion. What do you think about that?
I got a lot of thoughts about that ROH, GCW, AEW situation, but strictly Matt Cardona. You're going to get an honest answer out of me.
I'm probably not, but we'll see.
No. You're genuinely going to give an honest answer. I think Matt Cardona versus Chris Jericho is best for business.
That's what I think.
It is a good pairing because that is what the fans want to see. Regardless of whether or not the fans' taste in wrestlers is booty cheeks.
I knew it.
It is what it is. Matt Cardona is a bit of a draw here. And look, when you need to get like 400 people in, the Hammerstein Ballroom, sometimes look, that's all it takes. Okay, Matt Cardona.
It is what it is. Like, I have a big opinion about the whole ECW, AEW, RH thing. I don't think we have enough time for me to get into it. But
you know what, Trevor? I want to hear your thoughts because that whole situation is cooked, bro.
It's ridiculous. Okay. I think everyone liked when John Moxley first did it, right? Okay, cool, great, right? Everyone liked seeing Nick Gage on national TV too. That was great, right?
Except for Pizza Hut, they did not like that.
Pizza Hut couldn't stand. I mean, it was great to see him on a bigger stage. I mean, it was great. I've followed Nick Gage for a long time. It was good to see. It's even good to see that type of wrestling is getting some public fanfare from a lot of different sources. I think it's great. Great for the business. What's great for the business is great for wrestling. But with that being said, you have a lot of back and forth. You have a lot of GCW wrestlers that don't translate well to like a mainstream product, and vice versa. You have a lot of mainstream wrestlers that don't function well in a GCW setup, and the back and forth between the three companies is getting very, very convoluted. Is getting messed up. It's starting to make no sense at all. Like you said, Jericho and Matt Cardona, great draw. I thought it was a great pairing. I thought it was a great idea. Honestly, I think it happened way later than it should have. But with that being said, I am kind of sick of seeing the whole thing. I'm because they can't do. It doesn't seem like they're able to do it correctly. And I mean, if Matt Cardona wins the belt, right? What's he gonna take it? He gonna take it to GCW?
Listen, man. There's a lot I could say about this situation. I will be quick with my first one, and then I also have another thing I really want to get your thoughts on and talk about. But to answer your question about the Matt Cardona, I mean, I understand why they're doing it,
Me too.
but I also think it cuts to a bigger point of like something else that's wrong with AEW. Trevor, a couple of years ago, like a common criticism that you and I used to have about WWE was like, when WWE's cooking, like even when they're cooking, it's like one of those things where you're like, this could have been so much better. It just feels like it's underwhelming. It's a more common thread than ever with AEW as of recently. And that's bled into ROH. I mean ROH is outside of Athena is just like I don't even know what the like barely a cohesive show.
I don't even know who the champion is, who any of the champions are besides Jericho and Athena. To be honest with you, and I used to follow ROH very well. I don't.
How dare you, sir? How dare you not know about Sammy Guevara and Dustin Rhodes being the dominant tag team champions of our Ring of Honor? But yeah, I mean, like, there's that. I will say the thing that pisses me off more is the whole like Ricky Stark situation. That is egregious. AEW needs to let that man go. Like, yeah, let's be honest, man. Like, release him. Like, this is cooked.
You're bringing in other wrestlers to do something that you can do with him.
You took him off of it. Here's the thing, man. Tony Khan allegedly removed him from GCW shows because of something Effie said about Tony. That was the reason. And then, just a couple of weeks later, after Ricky's been taken off those shows, you allow Jericho to not only appear at a GCW show, but also do so with Effie, the person who allegedly is responsible for all of this hullabaloo hoopla with Ricky Starks. I don't care. I don't care how much I like the wrestling. I don't care whatever. Cooked, bro. That is cooked. Release the man. Just let him go, bro. Let him go.
They messed up a situation that
just
could
let
have
him
been
go,
great.
man. It's not going to get any better. You're not going to get anything out of holding him for like another 6 months. Just like move forward, man. And nobody looks good when you do this.
No. And you know what, though? The funny thing is, Raw or SmackDown is not the answer. NXT may be the answer, but Raw or SmackDown is not the answer for Ricky Starks. If you send Ricky Starks to immediately to Raw and or SmackDown, he is going to be in the same situation Carmelo Hayes then. Mark my words.
Ricky,
but if you send him to NXT,
I love you. Have him join the bloodline. Have him leave the bloodline.
If you send him to NXT, oh my God. The NXT becomes the Ricky Stark show in 3 months.
Can you imagine him and Ethan Page just cooking? Those promos would be like, those would be must see. That would be amazing.
Can you imagine him in the Northwest champion, Mid-Atlantic champion?
I think he should be NXT champion. I
think he should too, but I would like to
be the Ricky Stark show.
I want him to move up the ranks the right way, but I know it's going to be the Ricky Stark show. I want it to be because Uber Finley is going to win it first. He is, and I want him to have it as long as he possibly can.
Or, I mean, like think about like that roster though. As Taco Kid said, look what Ethan Page did in NXT. Ricky would do even bigger. Ricky Starks will be like Ethan Page. He will be like Ethan Page, but even more massive.
Even bigger.
Because as talented as Ethan Page is, Ricky Starks, that is a generational talent. And AEW, I don't know what he did or what he may have said to Tony or whatever happened, but bro,
they dropped the ball with that boy.
That is,
they definitely.
I go back to that promo, man. Like that NJF promo.
I was just watching that promo. Actually, I was just watching it on Instagram.
It's sad where we are. It's genuinely sad because you and I were talking about like I was like he should be the one to beat MJF.
Just,
like he proved it. He took it. Like
honestly, if you do it right, he should be the one to beat John. But right now, the way they got you, there is no way in hell that's going to happen.
I do not understand, man. Like there definitely is more to the story. There has to be. But like I don't know what he
I
did.
can't possibly see this just being bad booking. It's got to be more than bad booking because it's starting to look personal. It really is starting to look personal. And it's got to be more than that. I would love to know the actual truth because when I saw him on GCW, first off, that promo cooked. First off, that promo no, the fans would eat out of his hand. He was loving it. You saw happiness on his face, like he was back. And then poof.
Man, just give me Ricky Starks on TV, bro. It's been a year. Let that man cook.
Yeah, bro. Like, I mean, I agree with everything you guys are saying. Don't get me wrong, because I've always called him the pride of New Orleans. I call him that all the time. But the thing is, you saw what Ethan Page did. Like Ethan Page is a blueprint. You saw what he did in NXT. You see what guys like Ethan Page can do in NXT. Ricky is gonna tear the house down when he goes to NXT. If he goes to NXT.
Homie won the Owen Hart Cup and it did nothing for him.
Nope, not a thing. Then he had tag team champions with Lummox.
A lot of problems in pro wrestling. You know what, man? Like, and it's sad. Like, I think we had also like talked about this a couple years ago. Like, we knew that like eventually from like that period of 2020, 2021, 2022 when pro wrestling was like everything was hitting, like AEW was hot, WWE got really hot. We knew that there was going to be a point where it came down. Yeah. I mean we're well within that point, like where it's like it's still better than like, here's the thing, the fact that there's multiple companies and like multiple different brands, like still by virtue of that, it is like better than it was like in like 2015 and like some of the other off periods in wrestling. But man, from a strictly what we're seeing the product, man, it's definitely down from the past couple of years. And the past couple of years, I will say, have been some of the best years in pro wrestling.
Yeah, it really has. Dude, pro wrestling. I remember when we started this show. It was what? Is that 4 years now or 5 years now?
So 2021. It's gonna be 4 years in February.
Jeez.
We are now no longer toddlers. We're children, Trevor.
We're grown children. Grown children. We're grown children now. Yeah, man. Like this, we've done this for a while, and when we started, like you said, wrestling was cooking. Wrestling was, cooking up. Now it's just one of those things where you're like,
okay, like that was fun. Could I have done something better with tonight? Probably.
What are we doing now? Like, he was cooking over here.
Cooking in NWA, MLW.
His NWA days were crazy.
HBK would absolutely cook with Ricky. He would. I think he would see Ricky Starks and he'd be like, I'm gonna make you a champion.
He knows what to do with Ricky. I mean, there are similarities between Ricky's character and Sean's character back when Sean was around his age. There are similarities to it.
Be a fly on the wall for that conversation. Okay, kid. What you're gonna do is you're just gonna go out there and you're gonna call out Ethan, and Ricky's gonna be like, all right, well, so what do you want me to say? Say whatever the hell you want.
Here's some money.
And it'll cook. It will cook.
Like it's.
And then, bro, when they do that story with Ricky and Cody,
that is what I would love. But that means they have to know how to write.
It's
in book matches. And we keep forgetting WWE doesn't know how to do that unless you're Shawn Michaels.
Look, we're a global brand, and we have global superstars. And here, hold up. What is this? Give us an impression of what Triple H would tell Ricky to do on the main roster. All right,
Oh
all right, kid, come here. So WWE is a global brand and a very global audience, and we're beloved all around the globe. Right now, we are in the hottest phase of WWE, the hottest era of WWE. It's a renaissance, and the game, and brother, but sorry, bit of a cold in the game, but Ricky, I want you to go out there and understand. You gotta have a global mindset for this global brand we're building. And this is just the start of things. In a year from now, you're still gonna be chasing the 24/7 championship. But it's all part of a bigger picture. Because within 20 years, you will have a shot at the WWE championship. And you can guarantee that. It's just we're in the first inning of this. And we're going to triple, quadruple, quintuple overtime, brother. And Ricky looks at him like, Billy Corgan, I think I want to go back to NWA now.
Sean, help me.
Sean. Sean. And he's just like, oof, Hunter got him. And then he just starts dancing with Sexy Red. Shawn Michaels is wild, bro. He's wild. That's all I gotta say about that man.
Sean is enjoying his life, bro. No, that video of him dancing with Sexy Red is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
You said Walsh already says you saw they shot a whole new commercial for just the Raw logo, bro. Let me tell you something. Man. I promise you this, Trevor. You know what the first thing's gonna be when you know what the first thing that we're gonna see on Raw on Netflix?
What?
It's gonna be the same thing we see on every single PLE. Boom! Time to play the game. And Triple H is gonna come out and be like, "Are you ready?" And then they're just gonna do the show. Like it is a meme at this point that Triple H has come out at every big show and be like, "Are you ready?"
So I also got another question for you.
What's up?
We talked about main event. How do you feel about Kevin Owens fighting with Triple H?
That's what I don't care about.
Yeah, me either.
I mean, it was fine. It's a good little thing to get extra heat on Kevin. But, like, I'm going to be honest with you, man. The heat is not... The heat is in Kevin Owens. Like, the shock of Kevin Owens pushing Triple H. Because you're not allowed to do that. Bro has, like, Bro has like... I forgot what it's called. But bro has, like, major heart problems. Like, legitimate heart problems. The heat is in Kevin Owens, like, you know, pushing safely, like Triple H. That is not what happened because Triple H just dog walked his ass. Like, I don't know. I mean, if this leads to like, you know, a thing where like Triple H is found backstage, like beat up, that could be cool.
Right. That could be cool.
And then Cody has to come back and like, adrenaline, I'm the game. Triple H is gone and I'm in charge. You know, like could be a little bit of that, but
I'm the gamer.
Could you imagine? Adrenaline, I'm the game. Cody and I have fused bodies.
A fusion?
Ha! No, this is the Purunga rings. Like they are now forever fused. The only way they can unfuse is if Majin Buu eats them.
Exactly, that's it. That's the only way.
Which makes total sense.
I mean, it makes as much sense than anything in wrestling right now.
Shout out! Look, you want the best type of wrestling? Watch 1990s Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Anyway, Trevor, speaking of watch, what are you watching lately, man?
What am I watching lately? There's a lot of stuff. Like, so I got back into television shows. I think I told you that recently. So I've been watching. I rewatched because I always saw bits and pieces. And I told you recently, I was watching Lucifer. I started watching some more Anime, actually. I'm watching was it I was watching Dan to Dan, which is really good. What's another thing? It was it Zero Power Rangers Loser, Power Zero Ranger, something like Loser Ranger, something like it's an
Look,
anime. It's actually
loser is
really funny.
right. Yeah, you loser is right.
It's an anime. It's like Power Loser Ranger, something like that. Anyway, but
Power Rangers losers. Yeah, that's
it's
an insane
it's
name for an
actually
anime.
funny. But
Come on,
yeah,
all right, fellow losers. Like, that'd be crazy.
and since it is the Christmas holiday, I have a ritual of Christmas movies that I watch. So
I did like I was up in New York, visiting a friend. Took the opportunity to watch Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, and this is coming off of in 2022 when I was in Chicago during the holiday season, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch Home Alone 1. So I've
there you
done
go.
it now. I've done
There
like
you
the ultimate Home Aloneing. Although I guess the ultimate Home Aloneing for Home Alone 2, I do have a psychotic idea that I want to do one day, and that is like during the holiday season, watch Home Alone 2 on my phone, like
go.
with my headphones in and everything, and then literally go to every single location as the movie's happening. Like go to every single like location where like that in New York, which
Mhm.
like would be very tiring and probably a very like obsessive compulsive like act to do.
It will be.
But I still feel like that'd be really fun. I don't know.
When I was a kid, I remember when Home Alone 2 came out, they had the video game for Super Nintendo as well. And also they had a remember the Talk Boy, the little
What
recorder
the
he
hell is a
had?
talk boy?
So he had the little recorder in the Home Alone 2 where he recorded everybody
Oh,
talk.
okay, yeah,
Yeah, it's called Talk Boy. That's what it was
yeah.
called.
Okay, thank you, Dad.
And you welcome, Pop, son.
You welcome, Pop.
But no, so I actually had one, and I was the kid that wanted to record, bless you, everything everybody said, and so I remember vividly how I lost my talk boy. I left it on a, I left it. Was it a? I left it in like a car or something. I don't
Bro was
remember.
like, I left it on the bus. I was recording people on the bus. They was like, we were on the school bus. They were saying some wild stuff. I was like, hey, yo.
Dude, I wanted to be a spy so bad when I was a kid.
I can see that. Do-do-do-do. You thought you were tough as hell. Like, I'm
You
I'm
know what's
reco-
funny?
I'm recording I'm recording my brother. He won't even
Oh,
know.
I did actually, and I don't know if he's watching the show right now, but I wish he was because I did record him a lot of times to try to get him in trouble because I was that kid.
Youngest child syndrome. This is
Yeah,
what we
there it
do.
is.
This is what we do, man. This is
Youngest by
we
10
are.
years, so I had to do different things.
Look, we may not
And
be the most well behaved, but
no, no,
but we keep things interesting.
my nickname from my father was Jackass since I was like 15.
That's what it's all about, man. Keep the legacy alive. That's what we got to do. The youngest, throw the ones up for the youngest children in your family. Throw the ones up. They the real heroes. Um,
I remember in elementary school I creeped out my teacher because she asked me, and I legitimately thought about this, and this was a legit answer. And God's honest truth, she asked every kid what they wanted to be be when they grew up. Everyone was like baseball player, scientist. You know. 8-year-old Trevor, what do you want to be when you grow up? A government assassin. My teacher was as black as my shirt right now, and she turned as white as yours when I said that.
Trevor, have I ever mentioned how much I love you?
Not today.
Please don't kill me. Government assassin is crazy. Who knows, guys? Who knows?
What are you watching nowadays, buddy?
Um, I'm actually watching some anime right now too. I'm rewatching Bo.
Hey,
Which-
that was
Which is like
ridiculous.
I am
It was,
rediscovering the goofiest anime of all time, which is
dude.
saying
It
something.
was. Oh my god, it was ridiculous. His nose
His
hairs,
mustache
oh,
is
man.
tough when it's got his mustache has fists. That's all
It
you
does.
need to know about Bo.
And his finally coiffed afro.
It is like bro, like I was trying to explain to like one of my friends like what Bo was, and I was like, you ever seen Black Dynamite? Imagine
That's
that,
pretty much
but
it.
like full on animated. And
Yep.
he's like, oh, that sounds tough. I'm like, yes, that is basically what Bo is.
It's absolutely ridiculous, but it's a good time.
Shout out to Black Dynamite for like the 14 people who were watching that on Adult Swim in like 2015, like me. It's like, save us, Black Dynamite. Anyway, not gonna go into that.
So next week is the Christmas episode.
Next Monday night, December 23rd. Raw is pre-recorded. Ain't nobody watching that shit. All right? You gotta watch live, late breaking, hot Christmas holiday action.
Ridiculousness at its finest.
It's gonna be sexy. It's gonna be loud. It's gonna be abrasive.
Festive even.
It's gonna be meaty. It's gonna be the OT Graps annual holiday special. Trevor and I are going to promise there will be singing. There may be dancing.
There is going to be singing. There's
There
definitely
will
going to be singing.
plenty of goofiness. There is no plot.
No, we don't even know what we're talking about yet. We probably don't know that day.
To be fair, I think like we might talk about like one newsworthy thing, and then it will divulge into whatever it divulges into. I remember, I literally dressed up as Santa Claus one year.
You did.
I need to find that. I need to find that beard. I have not been able to find that beard for like 2 years.
We did some ridiculous. I think was that the year we were both sick.
Yeah, we both had COVID, and we just like started, like, and both of us with rapsy voices just like started like singing.
Oh my god, both have. You know what? I gotta rewatch that episode.
I remember at one point I started singing like 12 Days of Christmas or something in Macho Man's voice.
Yes.
And then you started doing it in Hulk Hogan's voice? Or you started doing Jingle Bells in Hulk Hogan's voice. Jingle Brothers.
Jingle Brother Bills.
Jingle Brother. Oh, Macho is not getting this belt, brother. But he's getting these bells, brother.
My brother's the other brother.
Horace Hogan. Your dead father, my dead brother.
I did something in Dusty Rhodes' voice too. It was absolutely ridiculous.
There will be impressions, Daddy. There will.
Daddy, it will be lots of presents and lots of partridge and pear trees.
You do that way better than I do. You do way better than I do, bro. Oh, man. All right. Well, next week, special day, special time. Monday night, December 23rd. It's going to be a wild one. It is going to be the annual OT Graps.
Eggnog ready?
Get you might need some
everything ready.
You might need something better than eggnog for that show.
Yeah,
you might need some.
What number of OT Graps is this, good sir?
Of the OT Graps, we are at 93. So we're getting up there.
3
to 100. We're getting up there to 100.
And I think we got something planned for 100. What you think?
We have a few ideas we could do for 100. There's there's definitely some. You know, here's what I will say, Trevor, and I think we can talk about this. I really love the logo, but I think maybe time to tweak it a little bit.
Tweak it just a tad.
If you guys have suggestions, how about this? Whatever your favorite show, pay-per-view, whatever, maybe leave it in the comment section.
Yeah. And we'll see what
And
happens.
we'll see what happens. Maybe give us some ideas. We'll see what happens. Anyway, next week, next Monday night, Trevor and I live special start time at our live special night. Because we will spare you all seeing us on Christmas Eve, because we know that's what y'all not doing.
Exactly. I ain't doing that.
But we'll be there, and it's gonna be a fun time. Show up, show out, enjoy, spend your Monday night with us, start your holiday season up with us, and it's going to be emotional. It's Taco Kid saying, per 100, can y'all watch DX versus the Brothers of Destruction, followed by Jey Uso versus Jimmy? I enjoy my eyeballs way too much to do that.
Exactly. I watched it once. That was enough for me.
Although, Taco Kid, I'm not going to lie to you, bro. You leave a super chat, you may get that, to be honest. So,
yeah, we'll see. We'll talk about that.
you look, bribery is the easiest way to get us to do something. Yeah. Anyway, all right, guys, this has been a show. It has been a show.
So definitely has been.
All right, you guys know where to find us every single Tuesday, except next week when we're Monday. But other than that, every single Tuesday night, right here, youtube.com/OT_Graps. You guys can follow Trevor on X, on the big X, at TREVERTAINMENT. That is TREVERTAINMENT. I'm going to let you do your spiel in a second, but first I do want to say it is the holiday season. Whether you celebrate or not, man, it is a time to enjoy the tidings and the fruits of not only your labor from the previous year, but also of your love, friends, loved ones. Enjoy whatever time you can spend with them. Time is fleeting. Life is fleeting. Enjoy the small moments. Make the most of them and have a good time. Any parting thoughts? I'm sorry. I felt like I know you're usually the one who does the mushy stuff, but I was like, I felt mushy.
I second that.
Here we go. Until next time, be happy, be healthy, and as always, keep it real.
Love those afar, hug those are close, and like Omer said, enjoy the holidays.
Enjoy the holidays. Fuck Matt Cardona.